What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukashu. We are back with another umamusume video, and in this video, we are just gonna be quickly going over the new banner that was released last night, and it was the Summer Vivlos banner. So, yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that's gonna be happening in this video. I will say now, I will not be pulling. Literally, like 10 days maybe before the half any, so definitely won't be pulling on for Vivlos. So pretty much after going over the Vivlos banner or the overview of what she does, gonna go straight into the comments, and that'll be pretty much the whole video. So with that being said, before we do get started with the banner overview, because there are also no other cards, it was just Vivlos herself. I think the only thing they updated was support banner wise was the selection banner, where you can pick 2 out of the 8, get an increased rate for them, and you get those cards. And if I were to do it, well, I'll show you guys if I were to do it, because I already did my options, but I think it would be, I think it might be pretty obvious on what I'd pick. But regardless, before we do jump into the Vivlos banner overview, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. There is a channel called Circle Quest for those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join. It'll let me know that you want to join the circle. And then after that, head over to the comment section or the circle request channel in the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle, not somebody else. But with that being said, here we are with Summer Vivlos. And for the cards, since I'm already here, it was pretty much just going to be Almond Eye or Air Shakur, because I believe I have both of them at 1 copy each. If I were to choose a different card, it would most likely be the Speed Dream Journey, just so I can have a better card for my chasers. But other than that, I most likely won't do it. I just wanted them to stop asking me what cards I wanted to choose, so I just left it at that. But for this video, we're pretty much just here for Vivlos. And let's just basically see what she does, and that'll be it. So, at level 1 3-star, 94 speed, 79 stamina, 99 power, 85 guts, and 93 wise. At level 5 5-star, 115 speed, 97 stamina, 120 power, 104 guts, and 114 on wise. For her aptitudes, turf runner. For her distances, mile and medium's her main ones, but you can have an easier time if you want to use it for, or easier time through inheritance compared to long distance. If you want to use it for short distance, go for it. Ain't stopping you. Use it wherever you want to use, as long as you at least make your inheritance in A, I would say. As for her position between her, for her growth rate, we have 10% on speed, guts, and wise. And now going over her skills, starting off with her unique. And it's called, I think this is French. I think this is French. Jetem? I might have butchered it, but it says Jetem Vacation. And then for the what it does is, if you are in the middle of the pack at the 3rd corner in the later half of the race, your speed will increase slightly. If it is 2,000 meters, if it's a 2,000 meter race and the corner is uphill, the effect and time will increase. So it seems like she is best built for 2,000 meter races, which I believe is the next CM as well. Right? Yeah, it is 2,000 meters. So, all right. I guess if you do decide to pull for her, she's an option for she's definitely an option for the next CM, which I already have a good feeling that Nova did pull for her regardless. So now going over her innate skills, we have dynamic motion for medium distance. At a random point during the first half of the last spurt, your speed will slightly increase. From the first step for betweeners, if you're in the middle of the pack at a random point during the middle leg, your speed will marginally increase. And then full throttle for betweener at a random point during the middle leg. Use a little extra stamina to increase your speed. And now going over her awakening skills at level 2, we have Dream Fulfilling Challenge. For medium distance, at a random point during the second half of the race, your speed will slightly increase. Level 3, we have Brilliant Mind. For medium distance, at a random point during the first half of the last spurt, your speed will increase. Level 4, Descent. For betweeners, at a random point on a random downhill, your acceleration will slightly increase. And then 1,000-mile journey for level 5 for betweeners. If you're in the middle of the pack at a random point during the middle leg, your speed will slightly increase. I know I said when I was going over the aptitude that you can use it for whatever distance, but obviously her best distance will be medium distance, specifically 2,000-meter races. So this pretty much just gives me a feeling like, what was it? I think it was the Agnes Tachyon that I pulled for. She was like medium distance, or was it 2,400? Kind of like also the Cheval Grand. I think hers was also something like that. I'm not too sure, but something like that. And then now going over the awakening skills. First we'll go over Brilliant Mind. And from Brilliant Mind, it goes into Enchanted by Desert Jewel. And what it does is speed increases dramatically during the final sprint. For the conditions, condition 1, trigger the Like Back Then training event or get at least 3 speed type skills. And condition 2, have at least 800 speed, which should be no problem at all. No problem at all. And then from 1,000-mile journey, it turns into Let's Conquer the Marine Road. And what it does, being in the middle of the pack during the middle of the race will increase your speed for a while. At a Kyoto race course, if your intelligence is high enough, the effect will be even greater. So high wise. So I guess, I mean, shouldn't be too bad to get your wise maxed out to 1,200, or not maxed out, but to 1,200 plus, or even maxed out at 1,300. So that should be perfectly fine. As for the conditions, win the Shukusho or get at least 2 skills for betweener aptitude for the first condition, and the second condition, have at least 800 wise. But that's pretty much it for her. I'm assuming the things at Kyoto, if this is the case, right? Yeah, Kyoto turf. So yeah, literally this Vivlos was made for the upcoming CM. 2,000-meter Kyoto turf. So there it is. There it is. So all I can really say, if you like Vivlos, have at it. Or if you want a specific Uma for Kyoto 2,000-meter races, then I guess. But for me, not pulling for her. Not really doing anything here, so I'm gonna just hold off and wait until the half any. So with that being said, I guess it's safe to say that it's gonna be the end of the main portion of the video. So from here on, I'm just going to go over the comments from the last video and any other comments that may have came late and didn't make it in the last video. So with that being said, if you guys do want to stick around and listen to me responding to comments, feel free to do so. If not, I totally understand. But if you guys want me to go over your comments in the future, just leave it down in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to go over it, whether it be in the next video if you make it before I record it. If not, then like I said, I'll still go over it in the next video. It'll just be more towards the end. So with that being said, let me get the comments loaded. And I'll first go over the last comment videos. I did see Rashawn's comments that didn't make it into the Air Shakur videos. So first things first. Oh, the first comments we'll be going over is from Rick. And it says, looks like the next banner is Vivlos swimsuit. Nova says he will pull. Will you pull? No. Nope. Friendly reminder that I'm saving for our GOAT anime collab. Aguri Cap. Yeah, I'm actually so a little surprised maybe that she hasn't been released, because it's been a while since the Cinderella Grey anime did finish at least the first, was it 13 episodes? Yeah, 13 episodes, because that's what Uma likes to do. So yeah, I mean, Half Annie now takes priority because it's coming up in a little over a week. So definitely we'll see how that goes. Whoever the Uma is, best prediction is still in love. I wouldn't mind pulling for her. Hopefully those polls go well. And then hopefully the free pulls also for the support card, whatever it may be, goes well as well. And whatever the card is, usually the card will be good. So hopefully it is a card that I can use. It most likely will be, but we'll just see what it is whenever the banner comes out or whenever more information comes out. But I'll just leave it until when I make the video when that day comes. But no, I'm not pulling. I'm not surprised Nova is pulling. It is Vivlos, so there we go. Nova responded saying, will Vivlos break my will to pull Aguri? We'll see. Not with... We'll see. I'm pretty sure one of your comments may have, or most likely have, your pull results, so we'll see. Next comment from Rick says, Nova be carrying the comment section solo. He did. He did. Nova says, only Nova, just like Doki Doki Literature Club. Thank you, Rick, for the comments, and Nova for replying. And then the next batch of comments, which pretty much sums up all the rest of the comments for the video, is from Nova. And then we'll go over Rashawn's comments from the Mr. CB video. First comment from Nova says, I'm leaning towards getting 2 copies of Brant from the shop. To be honest, I have enough to exchange for that, and Brant is the star of the Fusion team. Chun-Li may have to wait a bit. You do you. You do you, my guy. This Vivlos alt is for medium distance. Mainly 2000, but yes, medium distance. And even better if it's 2000 plus Kyoto, which is the next CM for sure. As for meta, not sure. Meta for specific race, yeah. I would say so. This is the scenario Eugen is hoping for with Turbo, if the alt will make the said Uma a lot better or not. I think if they're limited to a certain type of race, it's kind of hard to want to say they're better. If they're more general, where their alt pretty much works the best no matter what race it is, I feel like that would be better. But since it's more niche, kind of like the other summer swimsuit characters, kind of hard to say if it makes it better or not, because now it's kind of just stuck to 2000 meters or Kyoto. Even better if it's 2000 meters in Kyoto. So we'll see. Wish I had Summer Crown for double betweener or even triple with Love's Only You. The betweener wall is a formation I want to try at some point. Go for it. Go for it. I ain't gonna stop you. I want to enjoy myself more in the CM, so that's why I'm like, every CM, there's always a goal I want to do. Parents is one thing, but I want to win a CM with different Umas. Fair enough. Winning is the fun part, and losing is the part that I don't like. Well, nobody likes it. Likes to lose. But it is. It's just the way it is. It is just the way it is. Second place still last place because you still lost. That's how I've always seen it. But I mean, in cases like these where it's just like me basically just participating for the sake of participating to get free jewels, and if I do reach my goal, then it is what it is. But it's all good. I'm just gonna enjoy my time. It's the way I've approached pretty much Uma when it comes to the CM and League of Heroes. Flat 4, Group A. If I don't reach it or win it, move on to the next one. Just continue training. $450 for the Switch 2, and I'm like, I have to think about this. Yeah, it's quite pricey. Basically close to 500 with tax. Since I did swipe with my Amazon credit card with other things, I should have a $200 discount with Amazon credit. Hey, that's a pretty big discount. Almost half off. No, I never thought about getting the Amazon credit card. Is it worth it? Creepy sexy nurse game or sexy alchemist game? Well, the next Silent Hill, from what I've seen in the trailer, they have enemies that aren't exactly like the nurses, because this is based in Japan. Like, I think maybe, I don't know what the year is, but it's pretty much just like in a small village, I think, from what it looks like, in like the mountains or something. And it's based in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. I think the name of the character was Hinako? I think. I'm not sure. I only seen the trailer once, so I'm just going off the top of my head from what I remember. I think it's Hinako. I'm not gonna search it just to confirm, but something like that. But yeah, the main character is basically, I don't know. I just know she's a schoolgirl. I just don't know. So it's not like Silent Hill 2 remake with a grown man. Or I think most of these Silent Hills were just, yeah. Yeah. But I did see like the trailer they had on Steam for the Atelier Rihanna game. It's a high chance I'll play it. It's a high chance. I saw that characters are there, and I'm just... What I loved a lot about the gacha game, along with the story. But sadly, can't really follow up with the story and the gacha because, well, it's gone. Well, just global. The gacha for Atelier is still alive in JP, though, because it's JP. It's because it's JP. I'd say it's solid from what I've seen. It is, because I did play the global, and I did have fun with it. Minus the pretty much needing a lot of characters to progress with the game, especially before they added the, I guess, story mode to make like the bosses easier. I don't know what to call it, but I know in some games it's basically like the difficulties, like story difficulty, where you could just pretty much enjoy the game and not really worry about the battle. So yeah, it took them so long. I don't even know when they added it, because I realized it toward the last 2 months of the game. So not the last 2 months, like the last... Basically, I noticed it 2 months before they announced the EOS. Unfortunate, but it was a game I did enjoy. I think there are two types of games that I have always enjoyed since I was younger. Games like Age of Empires, Civilization, Total War, Command and Conquer, and similar. The other types is like JRPGs with a narrative. I do consider visual novels as my favorite as well. With the Steins Gate rework on the way, I'll be reading all that visual novel all over again. For myself, I mean, played many genres. Many genres. And there are always certain games from said genres that I do enjoy and all that. I mean, obviously, like I said, horror games, JRPGs, the story-based games, whether just story, like story doesn't matter what genre it is, whether it's action, horror, or stories within like JRPGs, RPG games. I generally fall towards those games. When it comes to multiplayer, I mean, I rarely play multiplayer, especially these days. Like I said, if I would end up playing, I don't know if I said this actually, but if I would end up playing, I'll just use Call of Duty as an example because I did play the recent one, or I still do, but only for the zombies aspects. Zombies game mode, because I do follow and enjoy the trying to follow through with the story that's been going on for years. But you have to go and do Easter eggs and all that Easter egg story to do it, and I do enjoy doing that. But we're talking about multiplayer. We're just basically just the same thing all over again. I'll probably last. Let's see. This past Call of Duty, I probably lasted like 4 months before I stopped playing multiplayer because the first 2 months it was more like motivation to unlock all the camos, and then by the third one, I'm just starting to realize how one-noted everything started to feel. No matter what game mode I play, just it's the same thing all over again. And then by the fourth month, I'm like, man, I am really just getting tired of this. Tired as in I'm getting bored. Unlike zombies mode, I love it, so that's always been my thing. I literally probably stopped caring about playing multiplayer, probably like multiplayer games like Call of Duty. I guess at the time, Gears of War. I didn't play Battlefield as much or at all. But those kind of online shooter games. High school was literally my prime with that. After high school, I was back to focusing JRPG, Final Fantasy, Silent Hill, all those games that I love playing. And yeah, wide range of varieties. Fighting games, obviously, I've said this, I think in Discord. I'm not great at like your usual fighting games like Street Fighter, Tekken, Mortal Kombat. I'll admit I suck at that, at those games. Marvel vs. Capcom, specifically the third one, because that was the one that was like the new one that, or the latest one that came out on console years ago, back in high school. I would say I was pretty good compared to like Street Fighter and Tekken. And then also I would include in that category Dragon Ball FighterZ, because they're fighting, the gameplay of it feels similar to each other. But my best one, my best game that that I've even went into tournaments for was Smash Ultimate. That would be the one that I mainly do play. But other than that, I did play many other games that weren't like, you know, like that. Like, I enjoyed playing Kirby Air Ride. That game was fun, solo or with friends. That game was fun, and I'm so glad that they finally are releasing a sequel, a second, basically a sequel to that game for assuming for the Switch too. I know they won't release it for the Switch, so a little excited for that. Yeah, but mainly, I guess for myself would be like story games, like a good story. The game doesn't necessarily matter because it could fall between a good story, like I said, in horror games, like Until Dawn, Silent Hill, Resident Evil, those games. I know there are some good like games that are on Steam that I've played on for horror games. Like I think it was called Madison. That game was pretty good. I believe I did play that or recorded that. Made a video series for that thing. There's a lot of games on Steam that are good horror-wise that aren't made by like these AAA companies and all that. I do wish that they did make a lot more, but I mean, it's still cheaper than buying a AAA game, so it's fine. It's fine. Well, moving on to 3Cs. Lupa. Yeah, Carlota, Cardathea, Chun-Li, the 3Cs, and Lupa. Those are the top 4. And what order? I can't really say. You know, though, I need more. I need more of her to see if she can break top 5, I guess. Right now, I guess you could say Jinxie. Shorekeeper? Jinxie Shorekeeper? Zani? Phoebe? Oh crap, I forgot about Phoebe. I don't know what that 5th spot is. I don't know what the 5th spot is. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it won't be the 3Cs anymore in the top 4. Because Lupa. I really like Lupa. Who's gonna get booted from the 3Cs? Well, it might be Chun-Li. Not gonna lie. It might be Chun-Li. But we'll see. But yeah, my favorite Chun-Li and Lupa at the moment. I think Yinlin and Cantarella are up there for me too. Well, I already said mine. I don't even know where I don't even know where Yuno's gonna be, but she might make top 5. Or higher, depending on how she really is. Next comment says, I'm building San Hua. I mean, I don't blame you. Like, I could go build San Hua too, if I wanted to. She's been top sub DPS, like one of the top sub DPSs to have for like any team. Well, you can always buy materials in WoW. The packs are pretty good. Nah. I never really I haven't had any trouble in the WoW material. I haven't run out in a long time. I haven't run out in a long time because when I got no characters to build, I'm just replenishing materials during my dailies. Which is why it doesn't take me too long to build characters. The longest thing that it takes for me to build for characters is the echoes. But I'll most likely just put usable ones just so I can use them and then just upgrade them along the way as I'm farming more echoes if need be. This is the same thing for any like Zenless, Starwing. So yeah. It's just I guess my routine, my kind of a routine system, whatever you want to call it. That I do for these games to avoid building a character for too long. Next comment says, building Panda is so chill, not gonna lie. Oboe squad is mid. We can agree on that. I feel like they're trying to bring like some kind of attacker meta because obviously they're releasing Seed and Orpheum. Oh, I almost said Orferv. And they're both attackers, if I'm not mistaken, so that plus trigger Oboe squad attacker meta. I think that's what they're trying to do because if you think about it, the attackers they release, I mean, Ellen was pretty much forgotten until they upgraded her or enhanced her. Haramasa was just there. Evelyn's still usable. She's still usable. She's still good. I think Hugo was attacker as well. Didn't really care about Hugo. And then, of course, Anby, but I mean, Anby's my main DPS for an electric, so I'm cool with that. But like the attackers never really like had the same attention that Anomaly did. So I guess it makes sense that they're trying to push more attackers this time around. Why is it focused on Oboe Squad? That I don't know. But who knows? Maybe comes better. It does make sense. Why would I need to build Contarella before building the Kathy team? In short, I came back from vacation and realized, holy mother of Zeus, they're getting that arrow meta on, and I was using Rochia, Camellia, and Shorekeeper. I was perfectly fine with that team, so Pichan is the perfect excuse I need. Well, yeah, that makes sense, but to me, what doesn't make sense is the duration that it took to build these characters. Because for me, minus the echoes, because I'll put normal ones. If we're talking about just the mats in general, that shouldn't take too long. A few days at most, if you don't want to put in the energy that you have stored up or the stamina you have stored up, or use the items to restore stamina. That alone will help you get the mats real quick. At least that's what I've been doing whenever I build a character, because then unless I already have it, unless it's new stuff, then obviously I'll do that and get the new mats when it's out. Echoes, obviously, for especially with what they're doing now, if a new echo set comes out, well, for the specific character, well, dang, I'm gonna just have to keep farming for that. But for me, no more than a week, because I'll have pretty much everything. Levels, weapons. Forte should be either close to 10 or around 8. So close enough, still usable. And then echoes would be whatever I have, unless I already have a full set built. And yeah, for me, it's more like, why did it take this long? It's August, and the gaps between character releases are like nearly a month each per phase. So plus we had just phases with just reruns, so it's more the time it took you to build the characters is what's throwing me off, rather than your reasoning on why you didn't build Contarella first. It makes sense. Arrow, I guess arrow meta was what they were going for when you came back. Makes sense. But it just didn't make sense on how long it took. Like literally this long. Because for me, for like Zenless, what was it, a few videos ago, I said I was building Piper. I literally just finished building it right now. Like during my dailies, when the dailies resetted. Only a few days. Because I already had the physical chips. Surprisingly, I had the physical chips because I just built Yuzuha and Alice. I just had to get more of the XP items, which now I have to. Now I can farm freely to make sure I have enough for the next character. But that's a long time because there's a whole patch ahead of me where I'm just doing a whole lot of nothing building wise, because I already have Piper built. Next comment says, I'm gonna get pushed to pity, aren't I? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. It's overdue, but I can't say no to Vivlos. I know. It's you. It's a very good bait. Too good of a bait. I let my guard down with that Vivlos event card. Did you? There was a chance because of Marzensky's event card for New Year's, and they released Marzensky New Year's alt right after, so it's Did you let your card down? Probably. But now there's a chance for event banner cards to get that with that character's alt release after the event's been done. Because I'm pretty sure the event is done now too. So. Good point. I thought Turbo would be more popular overall, and getting a 3-star version Uma is pretty convenient for CG to do. So not sure about Turbo's future, and Eugen said Turbo alt could be anything. At this point, yeah, Turbo's alt could be anything because me and Eugen was expecting Turbo to get her alt around the same time. But then it was supposed to be the Sports Fest Turbo because they did that for Tannhauser. But they swapped it to the Ninja banner, so it's kind of like, uh-oh, what happens now? And since then, no news on a Turbo, which is pretty sad for Eugen, especially. And also the fact that she's been released way longer, you think they'd give her a 3-star by now because she's been a 1-star this whole time, so at this point, things don't look good for 2 stars and 1-star Umas to get the 3-star version. Well, regardless, because it's gonna be an alt, but it doesn't seem good for them. It does not seem good for them. Gonna love as a betweener would be neat. My betweener roster is building up. Well, betweener or chaser. That's pretty much. It's pretty much gonna be one of those two. Ah, this is the pulls for Vivlos. Well, 41 pulls for that Vivlos, and I'm finally at peace. Since it is not even half of half pity. I'd say Lucky Mustard. Good for you. I'm assuming you didn't use any paid. Right? It doesn't use paid? Or does it use paid? I don't even know how it works. Or does it... I think... No. I think... Don't they use free before you use your paid ones? Yes, I think so. I think you're fine. So 4 10 pulls plus that one. You had one free pull, right? Was that one free pull? Because I have one as well. I had 60 tickets, but I'm like, I'll save that for the anniversary. And save you did. Save you did. Lucky Mustard lives on. Got OG Shakur and dupe Sakura Chiono. Wow. Along with your 40 pulls. So you essentially got 3 characters for the price of 4 pulls. Even though Chiono's a dupe, but still. 3 characters for the total of 4 pulls? Overall, I'd say not bad. Not bad. You didn't even reach half pity. Or half of half pity. And you got 3. And now you got Shakur. That's even funnier. After saying that you don't have any Shakur, now you do. Now you do. I haven't pulled Uma in such a long time that I was getting nervous with every pull. Wasn't the last time Berksina? That's only, what, a few months ago? Doesn't feel too long. That does not feel too long. We'll be training her right after League of Heroes stuff is done. This is gonna be glorious. Just saw some video on the new HSR character and she looks so good. Oh, Isolin? If I were to have an account in HSR, I'd get her, Kafka, and Sparkle. Too bad that I don't have interest to play it. Well, going into that banner, now that you mentioned it, surprisingly. Surprisingly. I already have her team, but I pulled for her and it was great because going into the banner, I had 3 or 4 10 pulls to do. And for myself, it was because basically all my currency prior to this banner was all on the Fate collab. And my results for the Fate collab was I did manage to get Saber and her light cone, and pretty much did, well, we got Archer for free. and then got his light cone for free as long as he did 200 total, or 200 total pulls, as in 10 pulls in the not the anniversary, the collab banners, which I did, and that's where all my pulls went. So luckily I did manage to get her, and the team I'm actually using for her is, I don't think Sparkle is a good, personally I don't think Sparkle works well in that team if that's what you meant to get in her team, but I do like Sparkle. Everyone likes Kafka. It's just me pulling for her and me actually getting her basically reignites my DOT team. I'll say theme. So I have her, Kafka, Black Swan, and any sustain. I just put Hyacinth because she's the most recent healer I got. I could have put 2 other options, but I'll just go with that. But yeah, basically I have her built. I think I have her relics done. I just need to get the remaining mats that I didn't get. Or I think I'm just waiting for this to see if I get her light cone. Regardless if I do or don't, I already have a 4-star light cone built for her. So it's all good. All good. Also, I just did something hilariously dumb on Wuwa. I was completing the banner event where you can go across Septimont to challenge bosses and get rewards. I did the final elite boss just now in the last area, and I basically brute forced it. The fight took a bit longer, and I was wondering why, because I thought my fusion team should perform decently, and then... Decently? With you having Brent, the whole fusion team? You should have been doing way more than decent. And then I realized, oh right, the boss had fusion resistance. Still, fusion team is the one I prefer the most so far, so I don't mind it. I just found that funny that I could have had an easier time doing it. Definitely. Definitely. But hey, you enjoy using the fusion team? You do you? I mean, for the most part, I have been using my fusion team, except I don't have Brett, so it's just Shortkeeper daily, whenever I do dailies. But if I were to choose a team that I feel like does the best, it would definitely be the Cartithia team. Definitely. Carlota's, I would basically just jump between Cartithia, Carlota, or Chun-Li, Lupa team. Just those things. And then, if I feel like it, I can go to Zani. And yeah, so. But mainly, since Lupa has been released, I just been using Lupa's team for like overworld dailies and all that. I'm having fun with it. That's all I love using Lupa. Sometimes I feel like Lupa does too good of damage. This is why I was like, Chun-Li, Lupa maybe sub DPSs that basically buffs each other. So 2 sub DPSs equals 1 main DPS, but at the power of switching in and out of between them, which works wonders, not gonna lie. Storekeeper's just there for for her buffs and her heals, so all good. All good. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the comments from Nova. And this video, I'm actually gonna refresh to see if any new comments got added, but no, none has. So gonna go over the Rashawn comments from the Mr. CB video, and then we'll end the video right after. So the first comment from Rashawn says, I slept for like 12 hours yesterday, so I missed this video. Well, you must have been really tired to go half a day's worth of sleep. Surely you get someone that isn't a front runner this time. Well, I did. It was Orferv off camera. I just don't know if it's if I don't know. I have to take a look at it. But yeah, I got a UB5 Orferv, so I technically do have one. And then last one says no S. Aw, man, I guess you'll have to try again. Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. Keep training all over again and all over again until you get the the Uma there's training you're satisfied with, but that's all up to the individual, whether or not they'll feel satisfied with their training. But other than that, that is pretty much it for all the comments. So thank you, Rick, Nova, and Rashawn for the comments. Appreciate it as always. And with that being said, that's going to be it for this video. So if you guys didn't make it this far in this video, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and let me know if you guys, well, I probably shouldn't even ask this, but well, let me know, because I don't know if all of you did skip besides Nova, but let me know if you guys pulled for Summer Vivlos. Although I feel like most people would skip because it's right before the anniversary, so only Vivlos lovers would pretty much be pulling, I think. Or if they wanna, or they like the sisters, then there you go as well. But aside from that, if there's anything else you guys do want to talk about or ask me, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As appropriate, I'll go over it. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description. There's a channel called Circle Quest for those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I am in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join. It'll let me know that you want to join the circle, and then after that, head over to the comment section or the Circle Request channel in the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Next video should be day 1 of the League of Heroes. So it'll be nice and simple. Pretty much just doing as many races before we make it into bronze. And then over the weekend, obviously, I'll progress through the League of Heroes. And whatever day I decide to record, whether if it's day 3 or day 4 for the Monday's video, then we'll just see from that. So with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you once again, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.